redeliver the message, or if it is fail, then it won't redeliver any messages to the flow again and again. Okay. Then what is the purpose of object store? Each and every time whenever you got the request, it will stores into the object store, and it will use to redeliver the same message again and again. Okay. It will stores either in memory or file system. You got it, you got the team. Oh, sorry, team. Did you got the concept? Do you have any questions
Um, Shrikant,
so far?
when you put -1 there at max redelivery count
Yeah,
field,
it's not just,
it is
yeah, it's
showing an
wrong.
error there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just I'm giving an example. Okay.
Okay.
Normally it won't be like that, but in system or reconnection strategy or somewhere
Mhm.
else, maybe forget the where it we need to pass.
Mhm.
-1 means unlimited number of times.
Okay. Okay. And what if you put a 0 there?
It
0
won't
is
redeliver
unacceptable
anything.
there?
It won't
Oh.
redeliver anything.
So these values are like, it looks like we are setting it in our code. So if you want to change it later on, can this be a configurable item? How we will do
Yeah,
that?
we will. You will place it in the configuration properties or something else, or
Okay.
maybe let me see. It is allowing to set the, yeah, it won't be possible. Okay, you have to hard code these values.
A hard code?
Yeah, you have to hard code these values.
Okay. So what about other configurations? Let's say that
Yeah,
HTTP
other
listener and
configurations you can, yeah, you can
yeah.
configure it to the property file. For suppose
Okay.
if you want to configure the port numbers or paths or anything else, you can configure it through the property file. Okay. HTTP dot port. Okay, this way it will pick up the port information from the system, from the property file. Okay.
HTTP dot this
Yeah,
HTTP dot port is defined in
yeah, just
where is
this
it?
is a key name. Either you can use the HTTP underscore port or HTTP as you wish.
Okay.
Okay, but these value has to be configured under the property file. We'll discuss on this on property files. We
Hmm.
need to spend at least 1 hour to understand the entire concept with respect to this. Okay, there are 5 types of property configurations. I will explain you, I think, our 7th or 8th session. Okay,
Okay.
so that you will get to know each and every information. Okay, anything else, team? Are you clear? Okay, so so far been discussing we have been discussing on HTTP listener. Okay, in this HTTP listener we had discussed redelivery points, redelivery policy and all. Now the response part. Okay, within the response, okay, the default body, I mean the default message will be payload. For suppose whatever the last message processor output will become as the payload, sorry, will become as a response to the requester. Okay, we'll explain you the examples. Okay, and if you want to give any headers, okay, you can give it like this by clicking on the add button. Like headers information contains like session type and live expiration policy and language type and token information, each and other informations. Okay, you can, if any everything is successful, okay, you can automatically, it can set the 200 if you didn't configure anything else. Okay, or header dot phase, I think header dot phase, which will be used to reason of the request. Okay, and error response, if anything failed within your flow, within this execution of this flow, will be stated. Okay, you can use the error is a runtime variable. You can call this variable by we can use this variable to get the description of the error message or error type, or there are a few other things, cause any other information. If you want to send to the user, you can use this thing. Okay, this is called as inline data view script. Okay, and also if you want to add any headers, you can do this everything. Okay, so far you are clear, right,
Yep.
team? Okay, so we'll go to the advanced section. In the advanced section, yeah, go ahead.
In the response, you're showing those properties, and error dot something. So error dot description, like right? There are
Yeah,
more
error dot
options. Like
description. Yeah, you have more options.
we can
Error
send only
type.
one. How can we send more?
Sorry,
If you want to
sorry.
send like, if you want to send, if you want to send, let's say error and description both. So,
Yeah, you can. You can use the this pattern. Okay, this is called canonical
okay.
format. Okay, error. Sorry, error dot uh, something wrong. Just a moment. I think here it is not working properly. Uh, Description, and here type. Child errors. Now you clear? This is type.
Okay.
So you should have
Type.
something before the colon here.
Which one? This one?
Like you earlier it was not working, but once you added like
Yeah,
description
because
colon and
yeah, because this is the canonical format. If you want to add, either you can use the array format, for example, like this. Okay, and
Okay.
no, it is showing error. Uh, Invalid. It is not taking. Now you can see, right? Previously, it is
yes.
an object. This is an also an object, but it's a array type object. Okay, based on
So
And
our configuration.
so it should be curly brackets
okay.
or it should be the box
No, no, no.
brackets.
This is only one line. That's the reason I'm using the arrays. If it is a more than two lines or three lines, you have to use the curly braces. This is the canonical format. Okay. For example, if you want to any other line extra, then you have to use the format. If it is only one line, then it doesn't need. Okay.
So, Shivan, all
Yeah,
these
go ahead.
details, like how do we write this is scripting? I will call this a
Yeah.
script, whatever. So, how do
Yes.
I learn it?
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
will explain you.
okay.
Yeah. Because the problem is some of them are non-technical background, or it's pretty hard to understand at the very beginning level, right? From the first
Mm-hmm.
class onwards. So
Okay.
first I will walk you through the some of the connectors level. Then once you are able to execute simple projects by
Mm-hmm.
dragging and dropping, and using the once your hands-on experience on this transformation logic, okay, normally you won't do all these things. Normally you will use the drag and drop. It will automatically generate this piece of logic. Okay, but sometimes you may need to modify this logic based on the your requirement. For suppose you want to pull out the sorry, hours from the date. That time you need to write the scripting language. I would say
Right.
you need to understand these
Yeah.
concepts.
I was thinking on similar lines.
Yeah, right, right. That is the way. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Okay. Even if it is single line, you don't need this curly braces. Okay. That's it. Uh, yeah. Anything else, team? Okay. So we'll discuss about the advanced section. If you want to protect your services, you can define the methods. Okay. The methods can be get method and post method and all. Oh, sorry, yaar, I forgot to walk you through the document. Uh, okay. Okay. So there are 7 methods are there. Okay. In HTTP request. Okay, get method, post method, and put method, and connect, and these are all the methods you can use it to expose your services. Okay, normally get method, which is used to send and receive the very minor informations, which it mean it doesn't have any body. But post method, which is used to send huge files, normally XML files or JSON files. So by configuring the get method, so you can define get method, which it mean this flow will execute only for will respond for only get methods. For example, from here, if I may send post method for the same path, it won't execute my flow. Okay, my flow will not respond. Okay, this way you can secure little bit your services. Then, yeah, go ahead if you have. So response streaming mode. Sometimes you may need to send a huge number of data, size of the file. That time, if you configure the streaming mode, it will send the message chunk by chunk. For example, if you have 1 TB file, what it will do is it will send first 1 MB to the requester, then second 2 MB for next time, like that. For suppose if you viewing the movies on the YouTube or some other channel, right? This is the same concept called as streaming mode. It will send the messages bit by bit. Okay, that is the way. So you can configure in the you can also configure the streaming strategy. So it is nothing but either you need to read and send from the file system. It has a different strategy. Okay, either you can use the in memory. Okay, or no repeatable stream. Okay, which it mean it will give some little bit performance, which it mean, but it won't be all the times. If you have huge file, if the request is fails, then you need to send it again and again. Okay, that is the thing. So reconnection strategy, which is nothing but uh, how many times you need to expose your services, or you need to send the message to again and again and again. Okay, the frequency you can set. Okay, by 200 seconds, milliseconds, and all. Okay, the normally reconnection strategy will be greatly understandable within the database connector. So if I may explain the database connector side, if the connection is failing due to the several reasons, by configuring the reconnection strategy, every 1 hour, for example, if you configure for 10 minutes, it will wake up and send the request to the database. If the database connection is available, then it will let you know. Okay, so last and final thing, metadata. Okay, so why this metadata is required? So as per your requirement, all the times may not be services available. Okay, for suppose you are involved to work with UI people and database people simultaneously. So a new story is assigned for all of you three, and everyone is depends with other people. Okay, you are depending with UI people. Okay, and the database team is depends on you. So it won't be possible to complete your requirement until unless any one of them is completes. So this is pretty hard to work on, right? To achieve that, what you have to do is you will ask the UI team what kind of request you will send it to me. Then your UI team will tell you, I will send you the XML file. Then take that XML file and configure it in your metadata. Okay. So the metadata, give the type ID. Okay. XML request. Okay. So then load your XML file over here. Okay. So there are few types,
Hey,
either by
Shrikant.
type. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but is there any other format too that the UI team can send apart from XML?
Either they can send JSON formats, simple serializable objects, normal strings. Maybe sometimes they can send like this. Instead of XML formats, they can send a blind text format. Okay, or
Okay.
they can send JSON format. Okay, anything else. Mostly
So
they will
how,
send JSON or text. Yeah,
JSON or XML?
So whatever
So
we are
which
seeing
one?
here in the draw, sorry,
yeah.
Which one is
You can see
mostly
all
used,
the
JSON or
possible
XML?
JSON, JSON, XML, both will be used frequently.
Highly okay.
Or sometimes, yeah, sometimes objects also, serializable objects they will called as. Okay. So
So how do
here, yeah, go ahead.
no. I was just trying to see how do we configure JSON or objects if they send. That's fine. Go with XML first. It's okay.
Yeah, just take the example, just copy the example from the internet. Okay, take the example, examples, XML example. Okay, and this is a simple XML file, right?